Hello guys, what's going on? My name is Kript, and today I'm going to be introducing a new version of Overtuned, okay? Overtuned 1.1, okay? On this new version, we have several new features. Let's get straight to it. First thing you're going to do is you're going to come to my website, okay? The link in the description of the video. You're going to go to the member page, okay? Member page right here. You're going to click on download right here. You're going to start downloading the zip file. After you finish downloading, I recommend you put the zip file in your desktop. You're going to extract the zip file, right click, extract to Overtuned 1.1. You're going to open the folder, then you open the next folder. Okay, after you open the folders, you're going to see three files. Okay, your executable, your configuration file, and your read more document. Let's open the read more document, see what's new. As you guys can see right here on the right, app Overtuned version 1.1 updated on the 22nd. Okay, the objective of the application in general, like what is it supposed to have? Okay, the current features. So it has all those features from the objective. Okay, it's gonna have more later on. I'm gonna implement more features later on. Okay, and what's the change log? So what's new? Okay, what happened in this new version? So in this new version, we have PixelBot, which is actually finally working. We have a no recoil smoother that was supposed to work in last update, but it didn't. Now it is. We have a new setting, which I'm going to talk to you guys about, activate key, which is on the no recoil settings. And you can use this setting to pretty much activate the no recoil by using your right click. Because many of you wanted that. Many of you wanted to activate the no recoil by aiming, right? You aim and then you press left click and that's how you activate it. So now you can do it. And we set the configuration file for an indent of 4, okay? Which means the configuration file is prettier now. Cool. So, as you can see over here, there's already a generated configuration file. Now, you don't have to use this one, but that's the one that I generated for you guys, okay? If you don't want to use it, just delete it and then open Overtune and it's going to generate a new one, okay? But I'm going to use this one over here. I'm going to edit with Notepad++. You can edit with normal Notepad. I like to use Notepad++ because it's a little better. I'm going to edit it. As you can see right here, we have several new things. We have the configuration file looking much prettier, okay? And now it's much easier to understand stuff, okay? So like always, I'm not going to teach you guys how to use it because I already taught you guys in the previous video, but let me zoom in a little bit. So over here in the functionalities, you don't have to use this at all. There is nothing here for you, okay? That's mostly for me, okay? Don't use that. Over here, that's when you start playing around. Everything down, you can actually modify and change, okay? So let's start with the first thing over here, auto AFK settings. Same thing as always, I didn't change anything here. You can modify these functions if you want, okay? There's nothing new here, okay? No recoil settings, the only thing new in no recoil settings, as I told you guys, is the activate key function. And we changed the name from, I think the other name was something else, and now it's toggle key over here. But the only thing that's new is activate key. And I'm going to talk to you guys more about it in just a little bit. PixelBot, everything here is new. Okay, so PixelBot basically is an application that will, basically, you go into a game, right? And the application will look at a specific color. It's going to look for a color in a specific area. After it finds that color, it tries to filter out everything out and it tries to basically aim towards that color, towards the center of that color, the center of the object. In this specific scenario, PixelBot is mostly useful for games such as Overwatch and Valorant, in which there are outlines around the character. Okay, so first thing we have over here is window box, which is pretty much a box that is 500 by 500, and that's in this is pretty much in the center of your screen, and that's pretty much what your application will detect. Okay, everything inside of that will be detectable. It's pretty much how big does the target need to be before we can lock into the middle of it. Detects basically what color is the application gonna be looking for. You cannot modify this yet. Okay, so you need to leave it what it is right now. You cannot modify it. And key is the key they use to activate this. Okay. Now this does not mean that when you press U, it's gonna lock to the person. This means that you press U and then you're gonna press left click. Okay, so you just press U, leave it there, boom, press and release U. But then for you to actually activate the lock, right, for you to actually aim at people and like lock at people, you're gonna have to press your left click. Okay, settings over here, we have the edit key, which is not available yet. That's for the next update. I already have pretty much almost everything done for this, but I need to finish a few more things. So edit key is not available yet. If you don't know what that is, you're gonna check my introduction video. Exit key is a key you're gonna use to exit. You can change this show if you wanna put like, if you wanna exit with like space, you can put space. Escape, right? Backscape, just tap the name of the key correctly, right? Shift, whatever, right? Just tap the name of the key. I wanna keep exiting with Y. Okay, and the process name, don't worry about this. That's not yet. Okay, that's gonna be later on. Okay. Anyways, so the new things. So PixelBot over here. So let's actually go into a game. We're gonna go into a game called Overwatch. Okay, many of you guys probably know it, and I'm gonna show you guys how to use PixelBot in a game such as Overwatch. Okay, let's go. All right, now as you can see over here, Overturn is on my top left of the screen. You have the status, you have no recoil, auto AFK like always, in PixelBot. Okay. Now I am gonna activate PixelBot right now. As you guys are gonna see at the top, status is gonna PixelBot is gonna turn to true. There you go. PixelBot is now true. So now, as long as if I press left click right now, it's gonna lock. Okay. Boom. It locks the character. So for example, I'm gonna be right here, and it just locks the scene of the character. Now that in itself, without modifying, is very dangerous. Using a configuration like this in a normal game will definitely get you banned. Okay, and this is not very smooth, as you guys can see. Now, as you see over here, I'm shooting at the top just to show you guys something. There's the square size defines how big and in what square will the characters be detected. So right now, a square of 500 will be something like from here to here to here. That's a huge square. So let's say we have two enemies in the same square. There you go. We have two enemies, right? The application might get a little confused, right? But it will work. It might just get a little confused, right? So you gotta watch out with that. Now, what I recommend is that you modify those window size and the target size to something smaller. So now I preferably like to play with the window size of 400 and the target size of 60, and that makes it much less suspicious. Okay. As you guys can see right now, okay, I am on my configuration file, okay, and I'm on PixelBot, and I'm gonna change it up right now, Windows box to 400, and the target size to 60, not 600. You wanna put 60, okay, or 70, okay, whatever, and see the difference, okay. If you wanna change the key to activate it, you can change it too, okay. You can change whatever you want here, okay. All right, cool. Let me save that, Control S. Let me go back to the application. Now, something very important, very important. You probably already saw text of it on the screen, but make sure every single time you execute Overtunes that you execute it as administrator, okay? Because if you don't do that, Overtune will not be able to do movements inside of your game because your game is executed as administrator, right? So Overtune needs to be in the same scope. Anyways, cool. So we lowered the window size and the target size, as you can see over there on the top left of Overtuned. Okay, window size is now 400, target size is 60 as we just changed it. And now let's try it out. So I'm going to press U. As you can see over there, it says PixelBot true. Now back to the screen over here. I'm going to try out the window box. So it should not work from here. There you go. It's not working from that. So that's because that's really big, right? Now anything from here should be working now. No, it's not working yet. Anything a little closer. It's not working yet. A little closer than that. Not yet. And there you go. You saw it. It did a little movement. It's much smoother now too. There you go. Now it is triggering. Okay. And you may ask me, hey, why do you want a smaller window size? Because you got to remember something. Your enemies are not always going to be in that distance. Your enemies are usually going to be in this distance from you. Right. And 400, this distance is very big. Like 400 is that. That's how much 400 actually is. Right. 400 is pretty much that, and that's a really huge window size too. Okay, so because if your enemy is this close to you, I mean, it's gonna trigger too. Okay, but your enemy is taking most of the screen. Okay, now the problem with 400, the problem with 500, what we had before is it's even bigger than that. And if we have two enemies in the same section, you might get confused. Okay, this one didn't get confused. Okay, there you go. Very good. Now, 400 is the perfect value, as you can see, and it looks for one target size. And if it finds it, it goes to it. Okay. If you want to have it even lower, you can. Anything below 400 is safe. Okay. And anything below 60 is safe. 60 is good, but anything below it is even safer. Anyways, guys, so thank you very much. I appreciate it and have a nice time.